A very good afternoon to all of you. It is a great honor to introduce our honorable guest, Dr. LRK Krishnan, Senior Vice President, Head Human Resource, Reliance Communication. Sir has a diverse sectorial experience of 23 years in MNCs and Indian organizations covering engineering, information technology, and telecom. Adept in managing collaborative work environments, experience in establishing startups and scaling of operations, merger and acquisitions, optimizing and enhancing value during steady-state operations, managing complexities, and leadership developments. Sir is a keen planner, strategist, and implementer with proven success in devising and effectuating policies aimed at ensuring smooth running of operations. Sir has an in-depth knowledge of business and HR service delivery with skills in talent acquisition and development, mentoring, performance productivity management, coaching, career succession planning, employee engagement, and competency development. A consistent winner of awards and accreditations for outstanding achievements in training. Successfully program managed the country's largest network managed services, outsourcing to Ericsson and Alcatel-Lucent involving about 10,000 resources. Currently, Sir is managing a large telecom infrastructure project for rollout of 4G services from a resource management perspective, as well as managing the IT and BPO outsourcing to leading IT services vendors, part of Reliance's revised business strategy. May I now request our honorable guest, Dr. LRK Krishnan, to address the audience. Sir, the podium is all yours.
Good afternoon. I think you had a very nice, entertaining, session and autobiography of a successful leader. I would like to spend the next hour or so interacting with all of you, but sticking to the subject that is going to be discussed today about learning from corporate leaders. So I'm sure it will cover some basics, but what I intend doing is to seek your participation in terms of seeking insights, questioning paradigms, and most importantly, sharing your own experience. Okay? Is this format okay with all of you? Yes, sir. Okay. Now, I prefer a call on mine. Now, experiential learning. What happens when somebody gets to the podium and is asked to give a speech, a lecture, or a talk? You are a student. Can any one of you just share what would be the experience of that individual? Quick. Nervous. What else could it be? Excitement, anxiety. So, corporate leaders are no different animals. While I stand in front of you and address you, I'm going through similar emotions. I'm anxious, I am restless, and at the same time, I have to make that powerful impact to leave behind an impression that will be always rest in your minds. So most importantly, when we talk about corporate leaders, they are role models. I believe with over 2 decades of industry experience, I am a practicing HR manager, a social engineer, and I and many similar practicing managers, we derive our strengths from, most importantly, people like Colonel Bala, who is the Dronacharya. I think he needs a big round of applause. Why did I say so? I said so because This journey of 2 decades plus for a young manager to become a successful leader would not have been possible if not for a Dronacharya who's bringing these young leaders in front of students and continuously providing them a practical experience, a platform to share knowledge that one has acquired in the industry. So you understand, we continue to learn as we cruise along. That's a good thing. So when we talk of leaders, they are very precise, clear, practical, and have very well laid out plans and objectives. They have the necessary means to achieve the ends, the wisdom, money, material, and methods. That's the key difference. And adjust that means to that end. And all the wins that happens because of a result of a bigger mission to make that powerful impact in the corporate world. Very important to note, if you really want to learn from corporate leaders, while we are practicing HR managers or social engineers, senior leaders live a precarious life in the tumultuous economy. What happens to the economy? They are insulated. They generate a lot of positive energy. They radiate positive energy. They have very strong self-belief, a strong understanding and insight of the present as well as the future that is going to unfold. So that's a very important aspect you must know. And they always operate with similar, like-minded people who radiate the similar positive energy. And that is very important. So people management is the key. You may be a technocrat, you may be a sales, marketing professional, you may be a commercial manager, a finance manager, but most importantly, it is the people factor that is the key differentiator. Leaders know what is it, it takes to be successful and what is the stake. What is at stake? That's very important. They have key insights, know a better way forward. There are many ways forward, but they know a better way forward and get people to align to that way. That's the success, the power of influence. Very important for all of us to understand, the top of the pyramid, people are very lonely. So you must enjoy your own company. You've got to be talking to your own self. It is your self-belief, your conviction, your understanding of the better way forward, your sense of purpose. You're able to have an harmonious relationship with your own self, with your deep inner intelligence. That is going to drive you to success. And they just don't deliver profits, but they deliver happiness to everybody, a path to profits, passion and purpose. So leaders just don't deliver profits. What do? They deliver happiness. They radiate happiness amongst people. And that, when you are healthy and a happy mind, one gives more than what is asked for. And that results in great profits, passion, and a sense of purpose. Now, all of you are management graduates, so I wanted to cover this aspect. Management teaches you efficiency in climbing the ladder of success. Leadership determines whether the ladder is leaning against the right wall. See how important it is. Management teaches you one aspect, which is how to climb the ladder of success. But you must understand, leadership is all about whether the ladder is leaning on the right fall, which means are you betting on the right people? And that is why I said they always keep people with similar values around them to ensure they radiate the same energy and the positivity. And that's what Stephen Covey said. And look at what John Maxwell said. A leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. So, if you want to be a leader, you have to lead from the front. It means a lot of risk taking, a sense of ownership, a sense of pride. And what do great leaders do that others are required to follow? Few things very important for us to understand is they energize people. All the time they are positive. They don't have any room or space for negative thoughts, negative influences. That practicing that is a huge challenge. Unless you are able to practice that, you cannot climb the ladder of success and be or emerge as a successful leader. So, energizing people, exemplify. Motivation starts with a good example. You have to lead with a good example. Communicate. Keep this process all the time open. Be liberal. Challenge people to achieve greater heights. Encourage. Empower. Coach. Recognize. Exhort. Very important, exhort. Sacrifice their own personal time and resources to make that difference, and most importantly, inspire. Leaders surely participate in rule making, formulation of rules, but they are most frequently involved in breaking the same rules. So that is why I'm sure most of you have read the book, Break All the Rules. And that's something very important. So who is a dealer? A leader is a dealer who is dealing in hope that there's something positive, the best is yet to be. So when you are with successful leaders, they are always dealers of hope. And that is what we all want. We want to be successful, we want to be happy, healthy, we want to be participative, we want empowerment, we want continuous learning and development. A leader provides that hope. And that is very important. So therefore, key to successful leadership is influence, not authority. Authority comes from that position, but leader uses the power of influence. And that's the key differentiator. And lastly, success is not measured only in terms of your cost to company. You earn so many million US dollars, so, a very high packet. But in terms of what deep desire to make a difference. So, money, position, brand image of the company that you're associated with probably would reflect on success. But successful leaders have a deep desire, the passion to make a difference. And you can find them from very small SMEs, sole proprietors, to great leaders. Indra Nui, how many of you, I'm sure everybody knows her. Great person to follow, an Indian from a middle class family to make it to the top, who is a mover and shaker. Just see what she did. Fundamentals. She stuck to the fundamentals. No rocket science. Every time she talks of being a role model mother. She does a lot of introspection. She says, I haven't been an ideal mother. I'm sure you would have read this news article very recently. So that's being honest. The power of influence. Being transparent. Being able to make that, difference with self-realization. So these are great leaders. Leaders know surely beyond a doubt that their feelings come from their thinking, not their circumstances. They are not overwhelmed by the circumstances. They are not washed away by the circumstances. The economic cycles, the challenges that are posed in the corporate world, the business world. But their thinking, very, very articulative, very pragmatic, practical. And they are not judgmental about people. Great leaders are not judgmental about people. They talk more about issues and less about people. Act from a feeling of inspiration, not desperation. They are very natural, spontaneous, and real. And that's very important for us to understand. They also know that their words are less important than the state of mind from which they operate from. All the time goal setting, setting small goals. Every time they're meeting somebody, they are setting some goal. So they want to be progressive. They want to be dynamic. They want to move. So you'll always find great leaders when they're talking to you, setting the next milestone. They are not talking of the past. They are not talking of the past. They're constantly looking at the next milestone to achieve. Next goal. So when you meet any inspirational leader, great leader in the corporate, any great CEO, you will find the moment they have gone into his room with some great news of some great achievement, he is setting the next goal for you. So you're leaving the room with another challenge. So you're not going back with a pat on the back. You will just get, that's very, very subtle. You'll never know what, he has communicated to you unless you have the maturity to understand that just because you've delivered, he's setting the next goal for you to go and achieve. So he will always keep telling you, let the bygones be bygones. So great leaders are moving the goalpost every time, every moment. That's very important, you should know. And when they're in doubt, they're always helping others. Because when you have a doubt or they have a doubt, they're always in the process of helping so that they know where to go, the way to go, the direction to go. So they'll try and see how that hope can continue to exist in that relationship. Intellectual curiosity, constantly innovating and trying to understand various possibilities to find solutions, willing to experiment, cultivate new ideas. And I believe when from corporate we come to the campus, it's a great opportunity for us to take back the ideas from the fresh minds. So cultivating new ideas is very important. And living in an uncertain world, getting used to living in an uncertain world. Very important. This is what Jack Welch said. Before you are a leader, success is all about growing yourself. Continuously self-development, self-development. But the moment you become a leader, success is all about growing others. The more you grow others, you are growing further. So that's a very important aspect. Corporate world provides a lifetime opportunity for learning, growth, and well-being. You can charter your own heights, you can set your own thresholds, and based on your own motivation, you can drive your own energies to achieve those goals. But what is most important is an opportunity for continuous learning. So, I heard the previous speaker who was sharing his autobiography about learning. Learning doesn't stop here. Please understand. Learning begins when you get into the corporate world because there's so much to unlearn first and to relearn. And to freeze many things that you have learned over, 15, 18, 20 years in school and college. So corporate world is experiential learning. Is learning hands-on. Is by dirtying your hands. And most importantly, having someone who is a torch bearer. Early days, while you want to be successful, you have a buddy or a mentor. But as you go up the value chain and when you become a leader, you become a coach. You become a coach because, as I said, before you are a leader, success is all about growing yourself. But after if you reach a certain threshold, it's about enabling others. So that's the context I have set now for an interaction. It's a very brief presentation, but I want to open it up with your permission, Colonel, because there's so much more to share, so much more, but I want to restrict that. I want to open it up to see what is it that is, provoking thought in this august audience. Please.